time for us to get an update on what's happening with Faith Community Church in Red Oak. We have with us Pastor Brett White this morning. Pastor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Best day of my life. Thank you. Nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
How's the White family?
Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
Little summer-like.
Pardon me?
Little summer-like, I said, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
I like your tied-your orange shirt.
Why, thank you.
That's good. Yeah. Very appropriate. Very nicely done.
I thought I'd brighten the place up a bit.
That's good. We can use all the brightening we can get.
I'm a little taken back. I mean, you got the candles burning in here. Your stone is glowing. It's like a spa in here. I feel like I'm very relaxed.
I just like the fragrance of a candle, so a lot of times I burn a candle, and that's just, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Financial Peace University, how'd the first night go?
I have no idea.
I see.
I came in this morning. I was hoping maybe you could tell me some of the things that are going on. I've been out of town for 10 out of the last 14 days.
I see.
And Pastor David is gone now for his week of vacation, and he literally, this is my first day back, and he's gone. So we spent about 10 minutes on the phone with each other yesterday. So I'm going to say that it's going fantastic, Jerry.
I can tell you that it's a busy time. We've got lots of things going on already today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do know that the last time I talked to Pastor Dave, I think there were like 35 approximately that had signed up at that point.
Yeah, the note that he left me said that they had over 30 that were there the first night, and it did go well. So they're for those that are still interested. If you've perhaps missed that starting date, it's certainly not too late to come. Dave Ramsey's organization does a fantastic job. They're very well organized, and even if you come in, if you wanted to come this next week and start on Tuesday, what they can do is once you get your kit and get registered, they give you a class code, and you're able to log in online where you actually can go back and any classes that you've missed, or if you know that you're going on vacation or have to miss because of a schedule conflict, then you can get those classes online as well and still be able to graduate the course. So.
And while we're talking about that, it meets what time and where?
We do Financial Peace University is Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., and we make a commitment to get you out of there by 8:45 so that you can get on your way and get home. So.
Telephone number at the church, if they'd like to call, is?
623-3472.
It does, if you decide you want to pursue it, require a commitment to be a part of it, but it will pay tremendous benefit.
It does. There's a $99 charge for the kit itself, and that gives you all the materials and all the tools that you're going to need. And yeah, you'll certainly, if you follow the principles that you learn, you will certainly make that back and more, much more.
Very good. Anything else about Financial Peace University that we should know?
Well, this next week, being Pastor David is gone, I get to lead this one. So I tell people it's either their treat or their worst nightmare, depending on their perspective. So I'll look forward to meeting everybody on Tuesday, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Very good. Now, as I mentioned, I know there are activities going on. For example, tonight the Primetimers are meeting at Pizza Ranch.
Absolutely, yes. This is Don Hladke runs our Primetime ministry, and this is his monthly outing that he brings everybody down to Pizza Ranch and does a fantastic job of arranging speakers. And the way that works is they start down there at Pizza Ranch at 6, and if you want to come and grab something to eat and just hang out with everybody, they usually get started sometime between 6:15 and 6:30. If you don't want to eat dinner with everybody, then you can just come and grab a drink, or just come and sit and visit with everybody. And I know tonight he's got Sherry and Logan Powers are going to be sharing. And I know Sherry is, I work with Sherry with our children's ministry. She also works at Inman School. I don't know what she's going to say, but I know it'll be good. She always comes up with some amazing things. And her son Logan was one of the kids that went to Life this past summer, and so they're going to be talking a little bit about just some of the things that Logan experienced, and how what he experienced through Life has really changed, his life here. Things are not normal anymore. So
I was going to say, I was really surprised. I didn't think Sherry would be now Drew. I could see being in that Primetimer age group, but I didn't think Sherry would have been. So
well, she likes to support her aged husband.
That's a wonderful thing for a wife to do. So compliments to Sherry for recognizing that little special ministry that she has there with her older husband, and for taking care of that. That's a very nice thing for you to do, Sherry. I'm proud of you. So prime time tonight, do they need to pre-register? I mean, do they have to have been a part of prime time group at the church, or maybe they're just what is the prime time age?
Prime time is, like I said, Don Hladke runs that for us, and he typically targets those that are 50 and over. But there's Heather and I, my wife Heather and I go all the time to these things at Pizza Ranch, and we are nowhere near 50, Jerry.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that surprises me a little too.
It's easy now. My kids, we bring our kids with us, and we just go, and the speakers are, it's very relevant to any age group, and no, you don't have to be a member of any group. You don't have to bring a membership card, anything like that. You just show up at Pizza Ranch at 6 o'clock and be ready to hear something fantastic.
You are, of course, responsible for your own meal or whatever you want.
True. Yes.
Do prime timers do other things besides go to the Pizza Ranch every now and then? Or?
Yes, they do. They've done things, I know around the holiday times, they've had potlucks, and they do Bible studies, and they've had, I know there's been times where they've brought in different musicians, and, one of the things that I am really, really impressed with our older generation is when if you come to our worship services, we don't do a blended or a contemporary or a traditional. I mean, we do a little bit of everything. So I guess blended would be the best way to describe it. But a lot of the people that are older grew up with hymns when they were kids, and that's what they love. And we do some hymns, but not a lot. Don does a great job. They'll bring people in and sing hymns together and just have an evening of worship with some of the music that they're used to. But it's so cool because despite despite their preference of hymns, you see them on Sunday morning, and they're right there with the rest of us, and they're loving the music and understanding that. And it's so cool to see a lot of the music that we have now is really the same message. It's just put to a different beat. You put some drums to it, and it sounds a little bit different, but the message is the same. So.
Pastor Brad White of Faith Community Church in Red Oak, the associate pastor there with us this morning, talking about some of the things that are ongoing up there. We're going to have now. Pastor Dave will be gone this Sunday. Then
he is. Yes,
we're going to still have church, or
we are, as a matter of fact. Yes,
you're going to be preaching.
I am.
What are you going to preach about?
I have no idea yet.
I see. You just got back from vacation.
I told you. I just walked in the door.
You haven't really gotten back into routine
no,
yet.
I've got 2.5 days, plenty of time.
Didn't you have a son that was involved in Civil Air Patrol?
I did, yes.
Is he of course, I suppose he's graduated and gone. Right now.
He's out the door. He's in Las Vegas right now, and he's been out of CAP for about 2 years, but his father is still involved in Civil Air Patrol.
I see.
Yeah, I actually serve as the chaplain for the squadron here that meets in Red Oak. So the family legacy lives on.
Was it a good experience for him?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a good experience for any kid. In fact, Civil Air Patrol, you have to be 12. It's for 12 to, well, adults too. The cadet program is for 12 to 18, and then there's an adult program as well. My 12-year-old daughter has been investigating and is leaning towards joining as well. Civil Air Patrol does a fantastic job of teaching cadets. They obviously teach them. Let me back up. It's an auxiliary of the Air Force, the United States Air Force. So there is some aerospace training, some science involved in it, which for a lot of kids, they just love that, just figuring out, and a lot of hands-on experiments where they'll do anything from lifting off balloons to model rocketry and just about everything in between, and model airplanes that help them to understand the scientific principles behind flight. But then they also do just a lot of leadership, and it's a great organization for teaching the kids, how to be leaders and training them to take responsibility for their choices and being aware of how to lead others. So,
does your son want to pursue being a pilot or flying?
He did. His goal ever since he was, I don't know, as long as I can remember, 3 or 4 years old, he wanted to be a fighter pilot. And he did spend a year in the Navy, but was unable to, because of his hay fever. That was a disqualifier for him to be able to fly jets. But it's always been a dream of his to fly. Part of that Civil Air Patrol program is that he was able to go, as all the cadets are. They're given what they call O-rides, or orientation rides, in both gliders and powered aircraft. So that he's been up well, 10 times altogether, 5 in the glider and 5 in a powered aircraft. And yeah, they take them up and they let them take the controls on the gliders, and yeah, it's a fantastic experience for the kids. So,
Very interesting. What time are services this Sunday?
Sunday services are at 9 and 10:45. And we also have Sunday, well, actually, let me back up. It's a holiday weekend, so we will not be having Sunday school classes this week.
You just got back from vacation. So
I know. I just about would have tried to figure out how to teach Sunday school and preach a sermon all at the same time. That would have been interesting.
So because it's a holiday holiday weekend, our schedule will be
Still the same schedule this week, 9 and 10:45. First service at 9, second service at 10:45, and they can sleep in if they want, or they can come a little bit earlier, and we'd be glad to see them.
very good. So Primetime meets tonight, 6 o'clock at Pizza Ranch here in Red Oak. And if you've been a part of Primetime, of course, you're welcome, even if you haven't been, but would like to come and enjoy some great fellowship and some great food, you'd be welcome to do that. You can contact the church if you'd like, but you don't even have to do that. And it would provide for you a meaningful opportunity for fellowship with like-minded people that share a lot of the same values and things that you do with your lifestyle. Sherry and Logan Powers will be the special presenters tonight for the Primetime presentation. All right, now what else? I know when Pastor Dave was here, he was talking about a number of other things that will be soon kicking off with the fall programs. You want to remind us of some of those?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gearing up for our fall ministry launches, mostly for our student ministries, and that's from age 3 all the way up through grade 12. And the first one to start will actually be our junior and senior high. It's called Exit, and that will start on September 11th. And that, like I said, that's for 7th grade through 12th grade. And Connie McDonald does a fantastic job. I know she just had her training last night with her team, and so they're all geared up and ready to go. That will be, now I got to stop and think because I didn't write down the time. It's, I believe it's 6:45 that they're starting again this year. That's the way it's been in the past. And you can certainly call the church at 623-3472 and get that information for sure. So that will be starting on the 11th, and then we also have the rest of the ministries for grades age 3 through grade 6 will start up on September 18th then, and those are in 2 separate groups. One of them is called Shout, and that is our 5th and 6th grade ministry, and Connie also does that one, and this is one of those opportunities that the older kids get. She picks out some of our senior high kids that come and actually help lead the small groups with the 5th and 6th graders. So she's got a team ready for that as well, and they start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and go till 5:30. So that's 5th and 6th grade for Shout at 4 o'clock. And then we have our Jump ministry also starts on September 18th, and that is our group of the younger kids from age 3 up through grade 4. And that will start at 6:30, and we're done at 8 o'clock.
All of these, of course, at the church building.
Yes, yep. Everything up at the church at 2701 North 8th Street.
And I just want to emphasize, and we don't have to go into a lot of detail because we did to some extent with Brother Dave when he was in one time, but Faith Community Church goes to great lengths to make sure that your children are well cared for, properly supervised, are safe and secure, and that the leaders of the programs are unquestionably screened and reliable and dependable and passionate about providing a quality opportunity for your students and your children. So again, just put your mind at ease that you go to great lengths to make sure that everything that can be done is done to provide the safety and security of the students that come to those activities.
Yes, absolutely. We take very seriously the privilege that we have to be able to have the kids in our care. We understand that a child is a parent's most prized possession, and we don't take that lightly. We take very good care of them.
Any special opportunities for adults? We've talked about a number of youth activities there.
Yeah, we actually one of the biggest things that we think is important for adults is to be involved in small groups. We've said from the beginning that we want to be a church of small groups, and what that means is a small group is just a group of people, usually about 10 people that get together outside of normal Sunday morning activities, and they just get together and share life together. Heather and I have been a part of a small group for years and years. The 7 years that we've been here in Red Oak, we've met just about every week on a Sunday night with a group of people. You listen to and you read all of the small group gurus, and they'll tell you you don't sit at a kitchen table because there's a barrier in between you, and you don't have too much food, and you do all these things, and we've broken every one of those rules. We come together and we sit at our we are blessed to have a huge dining room table, and we sit down together and we eat together. We have snacks. Sometimes it's everybody brings a pie and we just get sugared up together. Other times we sit down and have a regular meal together. And then we do some kind of studying. We either open up our Bibles and do an old-fashioned Bible study, or there's times when we have more of a topical study that we'll throw a DVD in the living room and watch that together, and then talk about it and just talk about how whatever it is that we're looking at, how it's relevant to our lives and what it means for us. And the best part about it is through that time, especially through that fellowship time of eating together, we just really get to know each other. And when somebody has a concern or when somebody has a problem, then we know that we've got people that are there to help us, whatever that situation may be. And especially you see it more and more now with churches where the old paradigm of the pastor being available for everybody, it's not a reality. It's not possible. There's just no way possible, even with Pastor David and I both being full-time, with the 250 to 300 people that come through our doors every week, there is no way possible that he and I can be personally involved with everybody that comes into the church. So in order to accomplish that, we really encourage everybody to be a part of a small group, and that's really where they're going to find that community and that personal care that everybody needs. So.
How does one become a part of a small group?
Well, really, you come and you talk to me about it. One of the things that we do is one of the things that I'm responsible for is to try and train people that can lead small groups. So we are a little bit careful. We don't just throw you all out to the wolves and wish you Godspeed. We really take it seriously. We want to make sure that there's people available. But normally what we do is we train our leaders, and then once you're interested in being a part of that group, then we just hook you up with those leaders, and there's invitations that are extended to be a part of that group. I know we've had, and it just depends. It's kind of funny. Sometimes, it's kind of, a friend of mine, Bill Arthur Holt, says that, the Holy Spirit is like the wild goose, and chasing that wild goose, you never know what to expect, and small groups is no different. There's times when we've been able to get somebody in a small group the very first day that they ask. We've been able to make those connections. We've had others where it takes a little bit longer and some more searching and trying to find the group that they're going to fit into. But through time, we always get somebody placed in the group that they belong in, and it's just a great experience. So just come and talk to me about it, and I'd be glad to make some introductions and see where that's going to lead.
Your small groups will begin when?
Well, we run them all the time. We've currently got probably, I didn't look at my notes before I came, I think we've got 8 groups going right now that have been meeting. Some of them just started within the last year, and others have been going for years upon years. We're going to be doing a kickoff, which I'm really excited about. We haven't done this for quite a while. Coming up the first week in October, Pastor David is going to start a sermon series. We're going to be doing our Sunday school classes, and then we're also going to be setting up some small groups, all based on the same curriculum, on the same topic, so that we can just kind of do an all-church kickoff and get everybody on the same page for a while. And that's always fun to do that, just to, that everybody's studying the same thing and looking at the same things. So we're excited about that.
Telephone number for the church office is?
623-3472.
Church services this Sunday will be what time?
9 o'clock and 10:45.
Church is located where?
2701 North 8th Street.
One of the most unique things about Faith Community Church is
Our people, unquestionably, we have fantastic people. We've been blessed with a lot of resources, with the building and everything else, the grounds that we have, but none of that means anything without the people we have. We've got very friendly people. You walk in, and our goal is that you'll feel right at home the first time. We want to make sure that you feel a part of everything, and our people are amazing. Heather and I just talk about all the time about how giving and how kind people are here, and I mean, they literally give you the shirt off of their back if they knew that it was necessary.
church is located where?
2701 North 8th Street, right up on top of the hill on the west side there.
Associate Pastor Brett White from Faith Community Church with us this morning. Did you go away for vacation, or did you?
We did. We actually we drove across the state and rented a home over near Galena, Illinois. So we were able to. We haven't seen my wife Heather. We haven't seen her family for about 6 years. So we were able to connect with her clan, and her mom came with us, and so we had 13 of us together, and we crawled all over on top of each other for the weekend. So had a great time.
There over near Galena?
Yeah, it's just outside of Galena. It's Eagle Ridge, I believe, is the name of the community that it's in, that we were able to rent a house, and they had a pool there, and so we were able to hang out together. And
Isn't there a resort area there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same area, yes.
We thought about going there, it just looked like an interesting place to go and.
Yeah, it really is. It's rich with history. There's I was just telling your lovely bride that Ulysses S. Grant was born there, and I learned this weekend. I had no clue that there were nine generals from the Civil War era came out of Galena, Illinois. So, and obviously Grant was the most prominent of all of them. But
Why would that be?
I have no idea. I don't know. They actually had, when we went, we stopped by the house to try to go through, just to see some of the he left Galena, went into the Army, and then came back, and they gave him, and the community was so pleased with him, obviously, for the job that he had done. They gave him a house there, and we were going to go through that house, and it was closed on the day that we went, so we didn't get to see all the details, but just some of the things that we're able to do a quick research on was some of that. So yeah, I don't know if they had a pact that they just shipped all their kids off to make them generals. I don't know what the deal was, but it's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing, pretty interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, all the history, and then it's just a beautiful area. I mean, my goodness, the geography there is amazing, and they've done a great job of the downtown is fun. All kinds of shops set up there, and we ran the kids downtown and had ice cream one afternoon, and so if you like barbecue, you can go to Shark's Roadhouse is right out there. We had lunch there. It was fantastic. So
sounds like a fun place.
It was.
I guess she told you we seriously thought about going there for a weekend, and then didn't work out, but may still go sometime.
Yeah, and it worked out well for us. Her brother's family lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan, so it was about halfway for both of us, and it's just a great place for us to get together. And Heather and I were also out there. We stayed at a bed and breakfast. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago in Makokata, Iowa. That's just outside of, or just south of Galena, and so we were somewhat familiar with the area. But yeah, that whole area is just a great place. A lot of antiques, and just a good place to bum around and relax for a little while.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Pastor Brett White from Faith Community Church, Faith on 8th in Red Oak here. Anything else you'd like for us to know about what's happening there, Pastor White?
Well, like I said, I just walked in again.
That's right.
So
you don't know
I'm
anything.
still trying to figure out what's going on. I know we'll be back next week. The plan is for Melissa, who I believe you talked to last week.
Yep.
Melissa and I will be back next week to talk a little more in depth about our children's ministry, just to share some of the things, some of the thoughts and ideas that we have about that. So
very good.
And Melissa, you got to meet last week while David and I were in Colorado. So
football's tomorrow night.
It is.
It's football time already.
It is.
Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe. I know. Yeah. My one of my nephews has convinced my daughter, my youngest daughter, to be a Alabama Crimson Tide fan. So,
oh my!
Yeah. Her love of elephants was what tipped her over the edge.
I see. And he played off of that, didn't he?
He certainly did, yeah. So she's wandering around the house with her new hat that he gave her, screaming "Roll Tide." It's quite an experience.
Very interesting. I'd keep an eye on that girl if I were you.
So now my brother-in-law is threatening me with making her into a Cowboys fan. So I've got some work to do.
I guess you have got your ministries cut out for you,
I tell
isn't
you,
it?
yeah, you got to protect your children from everywhere.
Between all of that, and then Pastor Dave, besides that, God's called you to quite a ministry.
Yes, yeah. Pastor David is a Cowboys fan as well. I'm trying to redeem him of that. It's not going so well.
I see.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Nice to visit with you.
It's good to see you again, Jerry. Thank you.
We will have church this Sunday, don't we?
We will. 9 and 10:45. We'll see you then.
And there may be, I'm thinking there will be some people that would ordinarily be there that won't be there.
Mm-hmm.
But there will also be some people that will come to visit folks that are here that would be welcome to come and visit
absolutely.
the services and get a blessing out of it. So if you've
we
got
love to.
some folks that are coming in, keep that in mind. They'd be very welcome.
Yeah, we love to have people visit, even if they're on vacation. Heather and I, that's one of the nice things for us to be able to go on vacation is that we purposefully sought out a church and just went to visit and worship and see what things are about in another part. So yeah, if there's people coming in, we'd love to have them.
Did you learn anything? Did it seem like it kind of took or not?
I learned a couple of things.
Did you?
It's amazing, when you go to church and you open up your Bible, that you do actually learn things.
It's certainly the opportunity is there. There's no doubt about that.
That's right. Yeah, and we told our kids that when we left for church that morning, we said, okay, now don't tell everybody that I'm a pastor. We kind of tried to sneak in under the radar, and it took them about 10 minutes for them to find out. And it was funny because it turned out that it must have been pastor vacation area because there was 3 vacationing pastors at that one church.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he was going to draw lots to see which one of us had to preach for him. But,
very interesting.
Yeah.
Make it a good day.
Thanks, you too, sir.
Nice to visit with you. Pastor Brett White from Faith Community Church, and they're with us each Thursday morning at 10:30. We look forward to our visits with them and about the things that they're involved in and what God's doing with and through them. So our thanks to Pastor White for being our special guest this morning from Faith Community Church in Red.